and I am still recuperating from them fights last night. I'm still a little hoarse, but them fights was on point, and I'm glad to see the zone finally stepping up with their cards. But I had a great time last night and watching boxing. That's all. Watching boxing. Nothing big, nothing but boxing, and I loved it. Yes, sir. I really cared
Yeah,
about that
man.
fight last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun, man. It was fun to watch. It was fun to be a part of, and just you know, the fact that they continue to give us cards, man. We got another card today that we're gonna talk about. And I'm just excited for it, man. I can't wait to it, but I want to get to cards, man. We got another card. There we go. I want to get to a story, man, and I know you're excited about. We kind of talked about it behind the scenes a little bit, and I see we got 4 people in the building. Y'all keep hitting that like button. The notification is probably going out a little slower this morning since I didn't put the thumbnail up until about 30 minutes ago. So please, as you come in the building, please hit the like button so we can get people in here, man, so we can enjoy a good morning of boxing talk. And drop a comment too, and let me know when you get in the building. So yeah, man. So Chocolatito versus Estrada 3, the trilogy, man, is going down. Looks like the fight was already a done deal. As this was just a tune-up for Juan Francisco Estrada, because they announced this Chocolatito and Estrada fight like 2 or 3 hours after Estrada had just got out the ring, man. So what you got, man? I know Chocolatito is your guy, man. What you got on this fight announcement, man?
Man, like I was saying it to chat last night, when Estrada and Roman Gonzalez, when they had their last fight, I was wondering why Chocolito was still hanging around. And I mean, he was hanging around. We talking about like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, almost a month. They was negotiating for this fight in December. This fight should have took place a little bit earlier, but they had to iron out some things. They had to work out some things. You know how that go. Negotiations. Now they made the fight. Now the fight will be coming up December the 3rd. And you're right. They did announce it as soon as Estrada got out the ring. Now, that is a tune-up for Estrada. Estrada, he did not look so good last night. I'm going to be honest. But Chocolino, that's a different fight. That's a different fighter. Because Chocolatito is not going to give you a lot of lateral movement. He's not going to sit there and pop that stick and move on the back foot. He's going to stand right in front of Estrada, and that's what Estrada like. He like for somebody to stand right in front of him so he don't have to chase him down. Because as you notice with Ortiz, he had to chase him down. So with Chocolatito going to stay right in front of him. He's going to stay right in front of him, and they're going to bang it out. I'm talking about banging it out. Y'all talking about rock and sock a robot. Oh, hell. Watch this fight. Man, this fight going to be explosive. This fight going to be wild. This fight going to be an early Christmas present. I'm telling you right now. All right? I bet you 50 push-ups, baby. And I don't bet push-ups.
Yeah, no.
Yes, sir.
What you gonna do? You gonna do if you lose? You gonna do 1 push-up per show? It's gonna take KQ the whole. It's gonna take them the whole goddamn year to pay out that bet, man.
Man, I can't wait to see it. Now, I'm not saying who's gonna win. I'm just saying
I know
it's gonna be an electrifying fight, and I'm almost guaranteeing that. All right, so I can't wait. I can't wait.
Hey,
so,
man, look, we got 30 people in here right now, man. I got 11 likes. Y'all gotta hit the like button for me. The notifications they ain't gonna come out fast today, so I really need y'all help, man. We got 30 people in here. Please hit the like button. Let's get the likes up so we can break this algorithm and make sure that everybody that need a notification get a notification. Because we gotta talk some boxing today. So yeah, man. If you remember the OG, this fight was made for earlier in the year, but remember Estrada pulled out because he caught COVID or he got injured or something. But this fight was made earlier in the year because that's how Chocolatito fought that Martinez kid. Because remember, Martinez was a replacement opponent, so they've been trying to make this fight. Both fighters wanted, and after the second fight, a lot of people felt like your boy Chocolatito got, I don't want to say robbed, but they felt like he kind of clearly won that fight. You know what I'm saying? And so for Estrada to give him the rematch to make it a trilogy, man, that's a big deal. And I'm excited for it, man. That's a big fight. That is
Yes,
a
sir.
huge fight. It's gonna be fun. It's shaping up pretty good, man. It's shaping
Hmm.
up pretty good towards the end of the year. And we're gonna talk about some other stuff with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia a little bit later. But while we on your boy Juan Francisco Estrada, let's talk about his fight last night a little bit because we got some fights to preview today. We got some fights to talk about from last night. Let's talk about Juan Francisco Estrada just a little bit. What'd you think of his performance? Does that give you any reason for concern for your boy Chocolatito? Did Juan Francisco Estrada fight good enough to make you concerned that he might be able to beat your boy again? What you think of his performance last night, man?
Well, I, I, I think his performance wasn't great like I thought it would be. Estrada, once again, he is one of those fighters that stand there and want to trade. And I'm not saying, all Mexican fighters like that, but most Mexican fighters, at the great word of Triple G, I like Mexican style. And Mexican style is standing right there and trading. Now, of course, Ortiz, what he did was he said, hey, look, you got me down with a body shot. As you notice, when he went down, he got back up. And then when he came back up in the next round, he got on his bike. He went down that yellow brick road and he started popping that stick on the back foot. And Estrada cannot time him. He could not land a clear shot. Now, of course, once they clinch, you hit him in the clinch on the way out, but that's about it. You got to stand in front of Estrada. And that's what Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito, will do. He will stand right there and trade with you. Imano, Imano. So I can't really judge that fight last night because that was a different Estrada. That wasn't Estrada that I'm used to seeing, just banging it out, throwing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 pieces at one time. No, that's not the same one. All right. But still in all, I would say that Cortez was more punctual than the stats said he was. If you looked at the stats at the beginning of the fight, his stats
Mm-hmm.
were like way down, like 40 something, 30 something. Punctuality, rather, landing punches, but Estrada had a high percentage. Why he had a high percentage? Because he's standing right in front of his fighters. That's why. Because he can't miss. You're going right there to the body, liver. You're going right there, so you can't miss. So, but still in all, I think it was a closer fight than the judges gave him. Now, I will give it to Estrada, but it still was closer than the judges said it was. Now, Estrada, yes, he did land a lot of shots coming out the clinch. He didn't land a lot of counter punches. He was a great counter puncher last night. So that's what I saw last night. So Cortez, he surprised everybody, and I ain't mad. Both guys, they showed up and they really, really showed out, and that was a hell of a main event. So he had nothing to be ashamed of last night. So or Cortez. So
Yeah, man. Look, man. Shout out to NBA D Nice, Rail Johnson, Sean Icon, Greg Abernathy, Johnny Q, Bruce Gas, Jeff Gurley, Grind Hard Sports Nation, my brother Rick Timms in the building, and Dr. Mark in the building. Shout out to all y'all. Hit the like button as you come in the building, so we can get the algorithm going for us in our favor as we go through this show this morning. Yeah, man. Juan Francisco Estrada, he didn't look impressive to me, man. OTB, what's up with you, bro?
mhm.
And while OTB is in the building, just real quick, man, we got a fire debate going down Thursday night. It's the first ever female boxing debate on the channel for
Ooh,
women's boxing. We got OTB boxing class versus Jay Chestnut, and we're gonna have Nick J and Boxiana judging the debate. So y'all be sure to come through
okay.
Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. But Juan Francisco Estrada, man,
Hold up.
no, you good. Juan Francisco Estrada, he didn't look that good to me last night. He took a lot of unnecessary shots. Cortez was a lot more competitive for a tune-up than he was supposed to be. And Juan Francisco Estrada got cut in that fight. He's becoming easier to hit. He used to slip a lot better, but as he's been in some wars, as he's gotten older, he's only 32, but he's an older 32 just because, man, number one, at 115 pounds, like you age out quicker there because of the amount of punches and how fast those guys are down there. But number two, he been in a lot of wars, man. Juan Francisco Estrada done took a lot of punches, and
Yes,
he's
sir.
starting to become very easy to hit. for even somebody like Cortez. And if you look at it, he just had a fight with Cortez. He didn't look that good. People felt like Chocolatito kind of beat him in that second fight and kind of got jobbed a little bit. Then Chocolatito just looked outstanding against Julio Cesar Martinez. So if you want to talk about momentum, right now going into this big trilogy fight between Juan Francisco Estrada and Julio Cesar Martinez, man, I must say, Chocolatito, you got to lean towards him in terms of who got the better momentum. Who would you rather be right now? Who would you rather, who would you rather be rooting for? You gotta go in the favor of Chocolatito because he just looked better lately than Juan Francisco Estrada. But he got the job done. I seen somebody, my brother Jeff Gurley, say that Cortez was robbed. I didn't see it that way. I thought it was a close fight, but I do think Estrada landed the cleaner punches. I thought that he put his punches together better. He dropped Cortez, and his punches were visibly like knocking Cortez back. And Cortez was on his bike damn near the whole fight, trying to pivot around. So Estrada was the aggressor. So I felt like he deserved a victory. I thought he got a very clear victory. He just didn't look how he's supposed to look against that level of competition. Like when you were watching RG Cortez with Juan Francisco Estrada's performance, it would make you think that the guy RG Cortez was like some sort of former world champion, elite 115 pounder, but he really wasn't, bro. He's really not that good if you really paying attention. He was basic. He was just there, and he showed heart. And since Estrada was so easy to hit at this point in his career, it just made it look like he was doing better than maybe what he should have done. So I'm excited for the Estrada and Chocolatito trilogy. Can't wait to see it, Boss Dog, Mr. Mechanical Ghost. I see y'all. So we'll see how it go, man. We'll see how it go. I'm very, very excited for it. And I'm excited for you because I know you're gonna be dying to call that fight, man. You're gonna be call that fight. Now, I do want to talk about one other fight on that card, y'all, and then we'll get to some news and we'll start previewing the fight card that's going down tonight. Now, the other fight, the championship fight at 108 pounds for I'm gonna just call the guy. It was Hector Flores, and I'm gonna call the South African. I'm just gonna call him Nontshinga because I can't hardly say his name, man. But
I call him Shinga, yeah.
yeah, we'll call him Shinga then. Shinga and Hector Flores, man. What you got on that fight? Omega Red, Tay, I see y'all. Everybody hit the like button as you come in the building, man. We got to get this algorithm going. Be in boxing news. I see y'all. 48 people with 28 likes. Please hit the like button as you come in the building. If you can't donate to the super chat or the Cash App, please hit the like button. That'll really help the channel out a whole lot. But go ahead, OG. What you got on the fight between Hector Flores and Shinga, man?
Man, that was a great fight to kick it off. All right. I mean, kick it really, really off without the stoppage. They was going at it. They was really going at it. And Shinga really surprised me. I didn't think Shinga was going to let it go like that, but he did. And Shinga had a great knockdown. Straight overhand right. I think that overhand right was pretty much popping. He was landing the overhand right. But then again, Flores came back. He came back, and yes, he did have a little cut right there in the middle. It was by a head clash, and it was leaking a little bit. But Shinga still stayed on it. I mean, they was giving it their all. Yes, some people, again, they called that fight a rock'em sock'em robot. Yes, I guess you can say that because nobody was touching the ropes. Nobody was clinching. It wasn't no clinch for the first 3 rounds. So that was a fight. Man, I mean, that was a fight. I got to give it to the zone. They had 3-4 good cards last night. And one thing about Shinga surprised a lot of people. He surprised a lot of people with that precise overhand right. And he was pretty much trying to roll with it. I mean, he was doing kind of like a Floyd Mayweather. He was pretty much putting that shoulder up and bumping with the shoulder and using them elbows. So he's learning, and he's learning very well. Yes, sir. He's learning very well. And hey, I can't say enough about Shinga. He surprised me, and I saw him in the interview. He's well spoken. He's a young guy. He's fresh, and you're gonna be hearing that name ringing a lot lately coming down the pipe in the next couple of years. But right now I can say that fight was almost a tie, split decision, because both guys was giving it all. I mean, we were talking about counter to the counter. Man, we are talking about every time they throw one, here come another one. You throw two, I'm gonna throw three. You throw three, I'm gonna throw four, and that's how it was going. And something about Flores, it was kind of confusing me a little bit. It's like his feet was crossing up or something like that. I don't know, but he caught off balance a little bit. But then again, he paid the price. He paid the price and got hit with a nice overhand right by Shinga. Now he is a young fighter, but he is coming up and he's coming up fast. And I'm talking about these young guys. This is a different era now. Keep that in mind. This ain't the same era that Floyd Mayweather was in and Keith Thurman, that era. No, that's about to go. That era is about to go. Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, they about to go. If they're going up or whatever, but they're getting the hell out of 147. And these are the young guys right now that's about to take over boxing. And that's why I say you need to pay attention, because these are the names y'all going to be hearing in the near future. Because right now, Shinga is, man, I mean, he was a dog in there. Now, sure, you look at him, he smile, you look at him with a polite speech and everything, but he was in there and he was a dog. He would trade him. But at the end, that petrol, baby, man, I'm talking about Flores was on that Hemi engine, but it seemed like he's running out of gas. He was running out of gas, and Shinga was running out of gas. And they were trying to clinch it all the way home, baby. Yes, sir. Because that last two rounds, they didn't have no more energy. Everybody was blowing, and everybody had their mouth open, but they tried to stand up. I mean, Shinga legs was just on wobbly, but he was still throwing. So, I mean, man, it was a great damn fight. I mean, I loved it. I love it, and I love fights like that, with the smaller weight classes, because you're going to get a lot of action, so that's a good thing, and sometimes that can be a bad thing. Just like you said, Knockout, when you going through a lot of tough fights, when you stand in front of another fighter and you fight like that for maybe, let's say, 15 fights, all right, that take a lot out of you. And that makes your career shorten. That shorten your career, because that's just nothing but straight offense. That's it. No defense, just straight offense. Sure, you try to block the punches, but hey, you want to try to get your offense in too. But again, I don't have no complaints. I think Shinga was the correct winner, and I'm not mad at it. It was a great fight. Both guys, once again, they deserve a pat on the back. They entertained us very well last night. So, and plus, I called the hell out of that fight. That fight there, I think I did a good job on that fight.
Oh yeah, man, you do a good job on every fight, man. So the thing is though, Shinga, like, no one, salute to the judges, because that was in Hector Flores' hometown. It was a close fight, and I was expecting, a little bit of job on the cards, but they gave it to him. He got the knockdown. That knockdown he got early in the fight was a difference in the fight. I do worry though, like Hector Flores, for all the heart, all the punch volume, not Shinga still allowed him to make it his fight. He fought Hector Flores' fight, and I would have liked to see him use his jab more, pivot around more, like do what he was doing in the beginning of the fight, because he made the fight way more difficult than what it could be. And so if you kind of take that moving forward, I worry about him against pressure fighters that have more power, that have better skills. Can he keep them from turning it into their fight? That's the issue that Shinga's gonna run into, is that he let a guy that maybe shouldn't have been able to. He let him make his fight, but he got a nice right hand. He did counter with some nice uppercuts. He just got to work on keeping his distance, because he's a tall 108-pound fighter. Yeah. He's very wiry, and so he's best fighting from a distance. So that's what I want to see him do moving forward, is just become a better controller of distance and better at managing the range. But he showed heart. He did his thing, and now he is the 108-pound IBF champion. And so we'll see what's next for him. I expect and I anticipate he might have a Jesse Bam Rodriguez fight in his future or something like that, for Jesse Bam Rodriguez to go back down and hurry up and get another title or something. They may see that as kind of slim pickings and set him up for Jesse Bam Rodriguez, who's fought his last couple of fights at 115 pounds, but he was 108 pounder. He jumped up 2 weight classes to fight those fights at 115 pounds. So jump back down, grab a belt right quick, make yourself a multiple division champion, and then drop right back up.
Right.
Nontshinga better watch out, man, because that might be the play. That might be the play that this zone is gonna do. That'll be, that'll be a tough fight for Shinga if that fight does get made.
Because I was junior flyweight.
Yeah, it was 100. It was 108 pounds. Yeah, they fought at 108 pounds. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where remember that's where Jesse Bam Rodriguez, he fought at 108 pounds until his last 2 fights. That's his weight class, and he was talking about going back down anyway. So they'll probably try to set him up, jump back down, get an IBF real quick, and then jump back up for tougher fights at 115 pounds. We'll see though. We'll see though. Just a theory, just a hypothetical. So I want to talk to you about some big news. While we was watching the fight yesterday, Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia was acting like they fight is done. Like they got a fight, like they got a fight coming. But one person chimed in on it before I get to the back and forth between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Your boy Rolly Romero came into it, and he says this. He says he has no personality. He was talking about Tank, and then he said Ryan should take the fight at 140. He said, "F that, they need Ryan. Tank needs Ryan, not the other way around. Ryan is a blank superstar. That was because of me." He said he talking about Tank selling out Barclays. He says that was because of me. At the end of it, Tank Davis needs someone that can sell a damn fight with him if he wants to sell that kind of money. The thing is, that means he needs Ryan the same way he needed me. Then they asked him if he thought a rematch between Tank and Pitbull Cruz would do good numbers. He said, nah, that fight didn't sell the first time and it's not going to sell the second time. He said he needs somebody that will sell a damn fight, and that person in the division is either me or Ryan. There's nobody else in that division that sells fights. And Tank can't sell a fight unless there's somebody over there that can actually sell a fight, because he has zero personality. He said, then they asked him, what advice he would give Ryan to take the fight if it's not going to happen at 135. He says, then don't fight. Fight where you're comfortable. Remember that. Ryan can beat Tank. I ain't going to say, but he can beat Tank. He's going to beat Tank. He's just going to beat him. You'll see. What you got on Rolly, man? Rolly say Ryan shouldn't take the fight unless it's at 140. He think Ryan will beat Tank. Just everything that you just heard me read about what Rolly had to say. What do you have to say about that? About Rolly, man?
First of all, Rolly, like I tell you about these legal retarded guys. Rolly Romero, no, he did not need you, Rolly. Okay, Gervonta Davis does very well at the box office. All right, without you. Now, of course, yes, I will say this. A lot of fans were kind of interested to see what you was bringing, because you are big to be at 135. And sure, they wanted to see how Tank was going to handle a big guy like you. So, basically, they still want to see Tank. You're not that polished of a fighter. Now, you will talk a good game. Now, yes, you would. Now, of course, Gervonta Davis, yes, he's kind of laid back. He doesn't say too much, but a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So therefore, first of all, Floyd, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's his word. He is not going to let Gervonta Davis fight a big Ryan Garcia at 140. That's not going to happen. And now, of course, a couple of days before that, Eric Gomez said that he cannot reach nobody over there at the Mayweather gym or at TMT. Nobody answering the phone. Nobody wants to pick up. Now, of course, Rolly just pissed off at Tank because he got knocked out. So that's his enemy. That's his enemy. It always will be. And, of course, Ryan Garcia. Now, sure, it might be a negotiation. Sure, it might sound like the fight is done. But let's be honest. Ryan Garcia, he's not going in there with Tank. He's not going to fight Tank. Yes, he's trying to get the upper edge by 140, but that's not going to happen. Because why? Because Oscar wanted his own involved. Steven Espinosa saying, nope, absolutely not. No. You're not going to share this platform. We're not going to do a cross promotion. So that's not going to happen. Matter of fact, I don't think that's going to happen ever. So Ryan now, he changed his mind. Because it was who? Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez don't want to fight nobody at that low caliber. So let's be honest. Now, what do Ryan really brings to the table? Have you ever been a champion? Have you ever been in a title eliminator? Hell no. He hasn't done nothing. Nothing but he's what they call a computer fighter. That's what he is. He's an Instagram fighter. He's a social media fighter. And that's all he is, and that's all he will be. Rolly Romero, he's a legal retarded fighter. He would talk a good game, and that's about it. But Gervonta Davis, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. He's a fighter that fights at 135. He feels more comfortable at 135. You can't force a fighter at 140. You cannot do that. He can fight where he feels comfortable at 135. But then again, a lot of people gonna start calling him out. A lot of people gonna say, "Hey, Floyd, what you doing with your fighter? Come on now. Let's see him fight somebody now that we know or we heard of, or they're gonna be looking at him just like Canelo and Rocky fucking Fielding." So that's how I look at it. So it pretty much doesn't really matter to me because I know Ryan's full of shit and I know Rolly is full of shit. Now, Rolly wants a rematch. We all remember that press conference after he got knocked out and he got up on wobbly legs or stanky legs. He came and said, "I beat him. I beat his ass. I had him running like a bitch." Excuse me, sorry for my language. All right. But
You are good.
still and all, I just don't get your kids.
No, I got you. Yeah.
So, but still, so Ryan and Tank, hey, y'all can go ahead and skip on down the tulip trees, all right? Because Gervonta Davis is not going to fight you all. Now, one thing about it, I have to say this, and I have said this to Bill. I have said this many, many times. Everybody acting like Gervonta Tank Davis is the champion. They acting like he got all the belts. They are acting like he's the guy to beat. They acting like he's the guy with all the money. Hey, are they right? Or they not? I don't know. But right now,
shit, they've been acting like that. You know what? That's a whole nother topic. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, that is another topic. But
go ahead.
Yeah. Bill got mad at me about that because I'm off topic, but Bill got mad at me because I'm like, why Devin chasing these guys? He's a champion, But anyway, we'll talk about that later date. But still in all, please, Ryan, you full of shit. Eric Gomez, you full of it too. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, OG. Like, didn't they, like you said, didn't they just say that they couldn't reach nobody?
Right.
But now Ryan just basically come out and say that they've been negotiating the whole goddamn time.
Right. See,
they've been negotiating. Yeah.
He's a big lion.
On Rolly though, this is the thing about Rolly, right? And this is what makes me upset about him. This is what makes me upset about not the people in the chat, but boxing fans, right? So now there's a push for Tank to fight Ryan at 140 pounds, right? And if Tank don't fight Ryan at 140 pounds, now all of a sudden it's Tank is looking for an advantage against Ryan. He's looking for a competitive advantage. But see, diehard boxing fans is disingenuous and it's bullshit to me because we all remember when the WBA gave him a choice when he had the 130 super WBA belt, did Tank Davis, and he had a regular belt at 135 and a regular belt at 140. He had 3 belts in 3 different divisions. The WBA came to Tank Davis and they said, "Hey man, we about to try to start getting rid of all of these belts.
Right.
We're gonna start mandating shit. Which division you fighting at? Are you gonna try to fight at all 3? Or which one you gonna pick? Because we about to start mandating shit at 130, 135, and 140. He dropped both the 130-pound belt and 140-pound belt. And then he decided that he was gonna fight at 135 pounds. He did this while Ryan Garcia was claiming mental health issues and claiming an injury on his hand and pulling out of fights. He did this a long time ago. So instead of calling out Ryan for acting like he wants to fight, but then saying that he won't Tank to move up to 140, knowing that Tank Davis already said he's staying at 135, instead of calling out Ryan, Rolly Romero, since Ryan Garcia is his homie, since it's his friend all of a sudden, he's acting like Tank Davis is the one that should move up to 140, when in reality, everybody that follows boxing, everybody in boxing, Everybody that really knows the sport knows that Tank Davis has made it clear to everyone that he plans to stay at 135 pounds for the foreseeable future. Where do we get off as fight fans? Where do we get off as fighters? Where do we get off with everyone? Where now we got these B-side fighters. Now all of a sudden we telling A-side fighters that they got to compromise with the B-side fighter, with the guy that don't sell, with the guy that's not as popular. And then real quick on that point to Rolly, OG, talking about Ryan Garcia is a star. Let me tell y'all what Ryan Garcia is. I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all, right? Ryan Garcia got more followers than Tank on social media. Cool, I'll give you that. Ryan Garcia is the YouTube channel with 35,000 subscribers, but they only got 5 people in their chat, right? That's Ryan Garcia. Right. Tank Davis is the guy with 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers, but he got 150 people in his chat, you know, real supporters, a real channel. Right. All that shit that Ryan Garcia got is a fake ass YouTube channel that either bought their subscriptions, right? Or either made a bunch of accounts and a bunch of bots to keep subscribing to their shit over and over and over again. But when it come time for the real supporters to show up, they ain't got nobody in their chat. That's Ryan Garcia in terms of him being a star, bro. Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. All that shit y'all saying that he got, all that social media following, it don't never translate over to his ticket sales.
Exactly.
It don't never translate over to has anybody seen Ryan Garcia, number one, be on pay-per-view in the first place? Has he ever been on pay-per-view in the first place? Number one. Point two, what those pay-per-view numbers look like? The answer to both of those questions is hell no. Quick, Daryl Deloge, YGB22. I see all y'all. Salute to y'all. Hit the like button as you come in the building. We got 92 people in here and 58 likes. I'm short 34 likes. I need y'all to hit the like button because we need YouTube to share it, bro. So I'm not trying to hear what Rolly is talking about, OG. All that to say, Rolly can miss me with all that bullshit, bro. Like, Ryan Garcia is not a bigger star than Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia in the entire boxing world and boxing public knew that Tank Davis said over a year ago and showed us over a year ago by dropping his belts that he is staying at 135 pounds. You don't get to all of a sudden act like you can't make 135 no more, and now he got to fight you at 140. Now, if you call him out, come to his weight class, bro. If y'all really gonna make that fight, and that ain't Tank Davis trying to look for an advantage, that's just what it is. All of a sudden, Ryan Garcia can't make 135 no more. He just fought Luke Campbell at 135 and was talking about reigning at 135. He don't get to just move up to 140 and act like he calling shots, bro. So Rolly Ramiro is dead ass wrong. I know Ryan is his boy, but I'm not trying to hear none of that shit he talking about. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you.
Yes, sir. Because like I said, Ryan never been in an eliminator, never been in a title shot, and you're right, never been on pay-per-view. I mean, Ryan is that fighter that, well, Oscar set out to replace Canelo. Well, he looked at Ryan, so he tried to make a next Canelo out of Ryan, but Ryan just didn't have it. Ryan just didn't care. He just didn't put in the work. Ryan just wanted to come in, take a couple photos, and get out of there. That's it, and get back to tweeting. That's all. Ryan didn't work hard. He wasn't dedicated. And one thing I can say about Canelo Alvarez, he will get in there. He will do some push-ups and some sparring and things like that. But Ryan, no, he won't do that. Yeah, he'll joke around with Oscar for a few minutes, and he'll talk to Mr. Suleiman for a few minutes while, he was over there at the Eddie Reynoso gym. That's why Mr. Suleiman was over there, just chopping it up with him, because they friends, So therefore, once he got out of there, and got with Joe Guzman, and Joe Guzman showed him how to throw the left hand pretty good. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all Ryan has. And once Ryan fights someone that's real polished, real a good fighter, then the reign will be over with for Oscar De La Hoya. The reign will be over with for Ryan Garcia. So it's just a matter of time. So that's why I say he's not going to fight Gervonta Davis. That's not going to happen. So actually, especially at 140. Floyd don't want him at 140. Floyd wants him at 135. So
you don't get to tell, man, bro, like, this notion, you don't get to tell Canelo Alvarez, you don't get to tell Earl Spence, you don't get to tell Tank Davis. If Terrence Crawford is not fighting Earl Spence, anybody else he fighting, you don't get to tell him. You don't get to tell the A-side fighters what weight class to fight at, bro.
Exactly.
You don't. You fight them at their weight class. Now, I don't care who it is and how popular they are. I don't believe in catch weights and rehydration clauses for nobody.
Yeah,
I
me
think that's
neither.
some
Yeah.
bullshit. You know what I mean? But you don't get to tell people that bring in the money and that dictate the terms and shit. You don't get to tell them what weight class to fight at. Like you just don't. Like never for nobody is that gonna be all right. But let's preview a fight, man. I want to talk about Isak Pitbull Cruz, man. He's gonna be in action as the co-main event on this Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz card. What do you expect from him going up against Eduardo Ramirez, Southpaw? Good fighter. What do you expect to see from Isak Pitbull Cruz tonight, OG?
Well, first of all, I don't think he's going to change up that much. You're going to see Cruz coming straight forward, same pressure fighter, the same fighter that's going to throw and sit down on his punch and throw hard. And actually, he's going to miss a lot. That's how he fights. But he still will put the pressure on you. Now, one thing I can say about Pitbull Cruz, he's always in shape. That's one thing about it. He's always in shape. He will apply the pressure for 10, 12 rounds, whatever rounds it might be. He will still apply that pressure. He always in shape. Now, I don't know because he's a smaller fighter. He's a smaller guy. Matter of fact, he's shorter than Gervonta Davis. So sometimes, when you're that short, and you that height, you have a little more engine in you, and you have a little more drive in you. But still, again, he's going to have to get inside. That he's going to have to get up close because he doesn't have a long reach. And he knows that you can't fight on the outside. He's going to have to fight on the inside. Now, does he have enough to fight on the inside? I don't know yet because we haven't seen him fight except with Gervonta Davis. Now, of course, he won't be in this position. We wouldn't even be talking about him this morning if it wasn't for the fight with Gervonta Davis. And for the record, everybody think that, he won that fight against Gervonta Davis. No, I beg the difference. He just went the distance. That's it. He just went the distance due to an injury of Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis, and this is what I keep telling everybody. You got to watch what he does besides knock out people. All right? He's more than just a knockout fighter. He also has basic skills. He also has great footwork. He also has great lateral movement. So a lot of people, that's overshadowed by the knockouts. And then you will see he's supposed to be fighting in December with who? I don't know. But a lot of people just really, really, really get that mixed up. All right. A lot of people just don't think he don't have that great foot movement. He's an all-around great fighter. But we'll never know because he's never fought a top-level opposition. That's what we need to find out. And I believe he can prevail with a top-level opposition. But that's not the risk that Floyd want to take. That's not the risk that Leonard wants to take. But that's the risk that Gervonta Davis should want to take. See, if you want to be great, and I showed you last night, belts do mean a lot. These two young guys last night, they was going at it for what? The junior IBF flyweight championship. That's how much the belts mean to them. Before every round, both of them looking over at that red belt. Oh, baby, come on, let's go. I need that. I need that tonight. I need that tonight. So this is what I'm saying. And this is what Gervonta Davis going to have to get through his head. That the belts do mean something. So I think he do have the tools. I think he do have the fundamentals to go in there and fight a top-notch 135-pounder. You're just going to have to go in training camp and prepare for it. But as long as you fighting guys that is C-level fighters, then when you run up against somebody, then that's when you're going to see another Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson moment. So that's all I got on that. But Eastside Cruz, I think he's going to pretty much, he got the confidence now. He got the prestige now. Everybody know who he is now. So everybody expecting him to look real good tonight. So let's see how he look tonight. So
I
she
mean,
got.
that's the key. That's the key, OG. You said it right
Mhm,
there at the end, man. His confidence, like,
mhm,
because since he's a pressure fighter and a
mhm,
power puncher, the fact that he went the distance with Tank and Tank landed some pretty good shots on him,
mhm,
but he went the distance with Tank. He don't care if Tank, about Tank hand and all that shit. All he know is the person that a lot of people believe is the best power puncher in boxing. He
mhm.
went the distance with him. So it's gonna be hard to keep his ass up off of you now. Cause he's going into every fight. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
Eduardo Ramirez, like, bro, I took shots from Tank Davis. Like, I'm walking through your shit. Like, I'm like, what? I'm coming. So expect Isak Pitbull Cruz from the
Mhm,
opening bell to just be, full steam ahead. Peekaboo and just coming forward. I'm just coming forward. You ain't
mhm,
whatever you got coming back at me. I'm not concerned with that shit.
mhm,
I'm hitting your ass with nasty left hooks to the body and nasty left hooks up top and trying to throw mean ass, wild ass overhand rights. And until you can get me up off of you, I'm not stopping, bro. I'm not
mhm,
stopping. And he got all of that off of a loss with Tank Davis. Because when he took them shots, he was like, shit, man, if I could take his punches, I'm taking all y'all punches at 135. I'm walking through everything. And that's the attitude that he's gonna have in this fight with Eduardo Ramirez. I wanted to answer
mhm,
homie Rick's question. There you go. He said Ryan say if Tank can face Barrios at 140, then why not him? It's very simple. After he beat Mario Barrios at 140 in August of that same year, which this was last year, he fought Barrios in June of 2021. After he fought Barrios in June of 2021, in August, that's when the WBA started doing all that shit. So he dropped his belt. He dropped his 130-pound belt in August of 2021. And then in December of 2021, he dropped his 140-pound belt. So again, since last year, since December of last year, almost a year now, he been making it clear he ain't fighting at 135. Why should he, Tank Davis, the only one that's fighting on pay-per-view again? I would just ask them, Rick, why should he have to come up to 140 if Ryan want the fight? And Ryan has been a 135-pound fighter for all but his last two fights. So
mhm,
I'm not so nah, bro. When he made it clear by dropping those belts, then nah, bro, you come see him where he said he gonna fight at, and he said he was gonna fight at that weight before Ryan ever came back. So it ain't like he trying to stay at 135 to duck Ryan. He made that shit clear in December when he dropped the 140-pound belt. Ryan Garcia hadn't even had a comeback fight yet. He hadn't even had a comeback fight yet. So to ask him to move up after he made it clear he fighting at 135 seemed like you just, you talking about you want to fight from inside the house, but when the dude come outside, you don't want to step off the porch. That's what Ryan seemed like to me
mhm.
in this situation. But let's talk about let's talk about the actual back and forth before we get to the Ortiz and Ruiz. Let's talk about the actual back and forth. So this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is what happened yesterday while the OG was calling what I'm saying, a great fight. This is what Ryan Garcia said. So Ryan Garcia started off. He put some eyeball emojis and he just put December. And then Gervonta Tank Davis responded. He said, everybody have balls this week. Then Ryan Garcia said, just leave this tweet up and stand by your word this time. Okay, kid. Then Gervonta Davis said, LOL, okay, you did agree to everything. And then Ryan Garcia said, isn't it funny? You only went up in weight at 140 to fight Mario, but with me, you didn't. Shows that you are not that confident and looking for any edge. Nothing going to save you. Remember that. No edge can stop what's already destined. Then Tank Davis tweeted and he tried to delete this shit. I don't know why he tried to delete it, but I got it.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
got it. Don't
Uh,
I got it, Tank. You tried it. I don't know what you on this tweet and delete shit, but
know what I said,
he
man.
said you don't get the picture until you're in it, right? So
Mhm.
he's telling them you don't get the picture until you in it. And then Ryan Garcia responds, said, I see the picture. I know exactly what's going on. You aren't talking to someone naive. It's just funny to me how much of a coward you are. You want every advantage, but this time you mess with someone you can't read. Trust me. So they talking like the fight is done, OG.
Man,
Are
oh
we
man,
gonna see? Are we gonna see Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia in December?
man. Oh man, it sound like it, but I still gonna stand on and say no. I don't think so. I still think that. For, see, this is what it boils down to. Floyd don't want Gervonta Davis at 140. Of course, Ryan Garcia don't want to fight or Oscar or Eric Gomez. They don't want Ryan down at 135.
Real quick,
So,
OG. I don't mean to mess
yeah,
up your train of thought. Hey,
yeah.
y'all, we short 37 likes.
Mhm.
38 likes now. 118 people in the building. 80 likes. Please hit the like button. As you come in, maybe you forgot, it's all good. Hit the like button. If you can't donate to the channel, hit the like button for me. That shit free. I need y'all to hit that like button. Please, please, please hit the like button. Go ahead, OG.
Yes, sir. So, we had a crossroad right there. All right. Now, one thing about it is, the belts ain't no belts up, anything like that. Can't nobody order nobody to fight nobody. This just a fight that it can be. It can be made. Both guys are free, I assume. But Ryan's all over the place. Okay.
Mm.
First, he was with Maxi. He wanted to. He was tweeting Maxi all night over in the UK. Then, of course, Lopez, his name entered the ballot. All right. Then Gervonta Davis' name came back up. Now, I think he want to fight Gervonta Davis, but I just don't think he is sure that he can beat him. I think that he just not want to take that big leap. And Oscar too, because he said in the past, "Hey, is Ryan ready for Gervonta Davis?" He said, "Oh no, Gervonta Davis is a beast." All right. Now that was back then. Now what about now? Now both guys do bring a lot to the table. If you really want to look at it, it's just not the same thing. Now, of course, Ryan Garcia, he brings what? Tweeters. He brings social media. But Gervonta Davis, he brings young people. Or he brings Baltimore. He brings Atlanta. So and you got the young girls that like the guys with all the tattoos and all that. He's young. He's pretty much hip. He's pretty much that guy. And a lot of people like that. A lot of young people like that. So they both bring something to the table, but I think that fight is not going to happen. I really don't, because we got too many egos involved. Well, we are talking about fighters with egos, and we are talking about promoters with egos. So I don't think that fight's going to happen. This fight is too far apart right now, and I don't think it's going to happen. So that's how I
Man,
look
don't
at
tell me that, man.
it.
Don't tell me that.
Man,
I
it
am
will be
going
nice. It will be nice.
I am going to say that the fight is not gonna happen in December too. I really want to believe this shit. It's promising. The tweets that I read, like it's cool, like it give you some hope. But bro, it's Ryan Garcia, bro. Like I know Tank get a lot of slack for tweeting and then taking tweets down and shit like that. And maybe he got told by Al Hammond, look, man, we don't announce fights like this. Take that shit down. Okay.
Right,
Take that
right.
shit down till the schedule come out. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. All right. I ain't gonna make no excuses for it. But I do know this. Tank Davis ain't never announced the fight and then the shit not happen. Like Tank Davis ain't never said he was gonna fight Manny Pacquiao on some fucking announcement and then the fight didn't happen. He ain't never lied like that. Tank ain't never pulled out on one fight he was scheduled for, bro.
Wow.
He never pulled out on a fight. Ryan done pulled out like two of them hoes. He pulled out a JoJo Diaz. He pulled out a Javier Fortuna. Like, nah, bro. Like Ryan is somebody. I need the announcement to come from like Golden Boy. I need to see it on the PBC schedule and some
Right,
shit.
right.
Then I'll believe it. I can't trust the social media with him, bro. I can't. He fuck around and be like, yeah, we signed everything. we
Right.
about to fight Tank Davis. Then like a day later, Ryan Garcia versus Maxie Hughes for December the 5th. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, bro, what's going on? I thought you just told me yesterday that you was fighting Tank.
That's
But now I
Ryan.
just see the damn Ryan Garcia, Maxie Hughes in there. Like, nah, bro, I ain't following
That's
that shit.
Ryan, man.
So it's hopeful. Like I hope, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping. I'm enthusiastic. I'm hopeful of the situation, but will I go out on a limb right now and be like, yeah, Tank versus Ryan, it's official. You can book it. It's gonna happen. Nah, I'm just gonna say I like how they talking.
Right.
Seems like they're in negotiations. And let's just wait for the fight to get announced. I'll believe it when the fight is announced. But even when the fight get announced, I'm gonna be looking every day like, man, did Ryan get hurt? Man, how's
Right.
his mental health going? Is he mentally healthy? Like, Like what's going on? And then you also got to look at like who he fights under. Like he fight under Golden Boy, and I see how they move Jaime Munguia. I see that Zerto got damn near 50 fights, and he's finally fighting Dimitri Bivol. You know what I mean? Like I see they telling Virgil Ortiz, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll fight Jerome Boots in about 60 months. We'll fight him in 60 months. That's about 5 years. We want the Jerome Boots in the smoke, and we want it in 5 years. Like I see how they be moving they star fighters and shit. So before Ryan Garcia ever wins a world championship, you about to put him in the ring with Tank Davis. If you like, just show me that you'll do it, because I don't believe it. So I think it's some Twitter shit going on. It's very hopeful. It's very optimistic. It gives us something to talk about. But I ain't believing that shit with those two until until we see a fight actually get announced by a network or actual promotional company. For now, they just talking shit, if you ask me. One more thing, and I know we got to talk about Ortiz and Ruiz, man. And I know you talked about this on your show, but I haven't had a chance to chop it up with you. This stuff between Devin Haney and Steven Espinosa. Who's right? Who's wrong? What's your thoughts on it, man? With their whole back and forth.
Well, Steven Espinosa is saying that he haven't spoke to no one from DHP, in other words, Bill Haney or someone in Devin Haney's promotion, and which Devin Haney said it's a lie. Stop capping. You talked to my dad not once but twice. Now, of course, Steven Espinosa just said what you pretty much said. Listen, I don't negotiate on social media, and you shouldn't either, young man. So when it's time, then it's time, and we will go and negotiate. But that's pretty much the gist of it. And he was brought into the conversation between him and who? Gervonta Davis. He's still calling out Gervonta Davis. He is the champ with all the belts. And now he's calling out the fighter himself. Not the fighter calling him out. He's calling out the fighter. And the reason why Bill got upset with me, because why is Devin calling out these fighters? Why these fighters won't call out Devin? Okay, I get it. I know there's a lot of Devin Haney fans in here. I get it. Nobody want to fight Devin. Well, somebody do. Trust me, somebody do. And right now, there's a lot of fighters at 135 that will get Devin Haney a lot of trouble. Now, Devin Haney is not the biggest puncher that's at 135. We know that. And we know he's not going to be there very long. And also, another thing is Bob Arum. He got 2 fights left. Let's count it down to 1 fight, because he's fighting on October 15th. He's fighting George Kambosos. It wasn't nowhere around that. No matter how Bill will explain it to you. Sure, Kambosos will take a step aside money. Yes, he'll love it, because he still got to fight and get another payday, because he's contractual to fight him. They are obligated to fight him, or their ass would get sued. So there you go. All right. But they wanted Lomachenko. Lomachenko arrived home in LAX. Right. Matter of fact, I think Bob picked him up. Right. Wink, wink. All right.
Bob's driver. Shit.
That's right. Bob,
hey,
welcome back. Boy. Yes, sir. So, but still, that's how it all got Espinosa got implicated into this beef. Now, of course, Gervonta Davis, they coming at him all kind of ways. But right now, once again, I asked Bill, listen, why are they calling out all these fighters? You are the champion. You are the lightweight, undisputed champion of the world. So you should sit back and let them call you out, but that's not happening. That's not happening. And that's not happening for a reason. Now, of course, Bill went on to explain why it's important to have the belts. And shout out to what's that show he's going with Nest and all them.
Boxing Boys.
Yeah, Boxing Boys. Yeah. Shout out to the Boxing Boys. Well, he just broke it down and explained it about the belts, everything. Okay, well, that's good. All right, that's good about the belts and everything. But Gervonta Davis don't care about the belts right now. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. He don't care about fighting Devin Haney right now. So they've been going back and forth. on Twitter. I showed you all that. I did my show, and they're going back at Twitter. And Devin
Mm-hmm.
Haney said, I hear a lot of talk. The only thing I don't hear is let's fight. So they're going back and forth, and I think Devin's getting frustrated because he said recently that he don't want to just do like other fighters. He said he want to be like Sweet Pea Whitaker. He wants to win the belts and defend the belts. That's what he want to do. But I don't think he's gonna be able to because he can't make the weight. Now, Bill said he can make the weight. Bill told me, and I quote and unquote, that he maybe can make maybe 2 more fights. And guess what? Those 2 fights would be up at top rank. That last fight would be nothing but Lomachenko. Because there's no way that Bob Aaron's going to let him leave with those belts. So you're going to fight hook or crook. We're going to keep this in-house. Hook or crook, you are a top-ranked fighter right now, Devin Haney. You're going to be fighting Lomachenko. That's what it is, and that's how it's going to be. Because you owe me 1 more fight after Cambosa. So there you go. There go the next 2 fights for Devin Haney. Ain't no if, and, or bust around it.
So you brought up a lot of good points, and I've been studying the Haneys a lot because I just had a debate on Devin Haney on Thursday, and I got even more questions, especially like the end part of it. So Devin Haney, right? He said they say everything, but they don't never say let's fight. But my question would then be, why would somebody say let's fight right now when your promoter Bob Arum has already told everyone you fighting Kambosos in a rematch, which is a done deal, and then he won't make the Loma fight. So if you fighting Kambosos and he won't make the Loma fight, then what are we really talking about here? And then the I can't make weight stuff that Bill Haney is saying now that he can only make weight 2 more times. But Devin just told us after the Kambosos fight, OG, he just told us that was the best weight cut he ever had. He said he hired a nutritionist. He said that he didn't even have to have a sauna suit, that he was eating full-fledged meals during the weight cut, and that this was the first time he cut weight properly. So how do you come off a camp like that and you haven't even had another camp yet, but you already talking about you can't make weight? Like, where that come from, bro? Like I don't understand that. Then the Steven Espinoza and Devin Haney thing, like, I want people to realize that Steven Espinoza was responding to someone else who was asking about Tank, and then Devin put himself in it. And I want to read this to y'all because stuff be getting lost in translation. So a couple of things, right? Steven Espinoza said 3 of the 4 fighters you mentioned already have fights scheduled October or December, making them unavailable to fight Tank in December. And Tank's team is in discussions with the 4th. So exactly what is Tank doing wrong right now? Oh, sorry, you're just trolling, huh? And then Devin Haney chimes in talking his shit. Steven, I have no problem taking Tank's Mickey Mouse belt in December, but you fighting on October 15th. So as a fight fan, I'm supposed to believe that you gonna fight Tank Davis on a month and a half notice?
See.
Anybody know the last time that he fought in a month and a half notice?
Right.
Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, I don't understand that. Then Steven Espinoza let him know what's up. He said, I'd be happy to discuss it, but I understand you've signed a promotional agreement, which, as you know, means that all discussions must be handled by your promoter, and they have final say on who you fight. Have them give me a call. Best of luck in your October fight. We both know I have, and then Devin says, we both know I have a co-promotional deal. My father has reached out to you numerous times with no response back. Knock it off, Steven. Now, I'm going to stop right there because if Devin Haney was really wanting to make that fight, right? If he really wanted to make that fight, why not just say, bet, Steven, I'm going to have my pops call you right now? Because Steven already call his bluff. Like, bet, Steven, I'm going to have my father call you right now. You said contact you, reach out to you if we want the fight. I'm about to have somebody call you right now because I really want that fight. Why wasn't that the response, bro?
Because allegedly, they offered George Cambosa step aside money. Now, this ain't no truth or anything. This is allegedly they're saying that they offered George Cambosa step aside money, and he was going to take it. But now I don't know what happened to that. But now that's down the drain, and they're going to fight him October 15th. Now, of course, Cambosa, yes, I guess he figured, okay, you know what, I can get 2 paydays out of one thing, you know, and of course, he don't care about winning or losing at this point now, because he figured probably I can't beat Devin. All right, or I'm gonna have
But
to
it's the
rough
only
him
way
up.
I can get the biggest bag possible though.
Exactly.
But
But
OG, that's not all right. So after Devin
Mhm.
said that, Steven Espinoza said, I don't know anything about your deal. Whoever is legally authorized to handle your deals can reach out to me. I don't negotiate deals on Twitter, and neither should you, unless you're
Exactly.
just doing it for clout. Now, Devin says, stop being lame, Steven. I just said my dad has reached out to you numerous times, and you know it's true. Clout, get the F out of here. It sounds like you want to be the clout being a network executive, getting in fighter versus fighter business. Nah, bro,
Mhm.
why not just say, okay, I'm gonna have somebody call you to make the fight? Why are
Mhm.
you, man? You getting in fighter business? Nah, you tweeted him first. You said you would
Right.
step in. He said, cool, have somebody call me. Have somebody hit me up, and he told you twice. Have somebody hit me up. Whoever negotiates your deal, you say, man, I got a co-promotion deal. All right, cool. Whoever can authorize to negotiate your shit, have them hit me up. That's what Steven told him. And he started talking about, oh, you being lame, you getting in fighter versus fighter business. But you said you want the fight, though, bro.
Right.
You just said you want the fight. So why isn't the response, oh, hit you up to negotiate? Bet I'm about to have somebody call you right now. If he can really move how his pops and how his fans, if he can really move like that, OG, and he can really go make that fight like he's saying he can go make.
Uh,
Why wasn't his response, all right, we gonna call you because we want to make that fight? Why didn't they do that? That's why I be always looking at shit with a critical eye, because they real good at coming out, saying shit, saying everybody's ducking them, talking all that hot shit. That's cool. But when the person that makes Tank's fights, the person that is right there responding to you for the public to see, when you got an opportunity to call his bluff and let us know that Tank really is ducking you, you don't say shit. He could have said, all right, I'm going to have somebody call you. My
mm,
dad's calling you right now. Or I'm about to have Bob call you right now. Steven Espinoza asked him to have somebody call him 2 times, bro. And
mm.
his response was never, okay, I'm going to have somebody call you.
And,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
and,
It seems like it's a lot, OG. It's a
yeah,
lot, man.
and Stephen Espinosa wasn't really talking about Devin. He initiated himself into that conversation and
Fact.
assumed they was talking about him. So I don't know. I see Ghost said something. I'm sorry what he said. He said, "Oh, geez, somebody, where you go? Oh, he must went up top there." But he said
He said
from
OG. He said it's right here. He said
okay,
OG,
okay,
but Bill went on for non-show and said they didn't offer him anything, and even George himself said he wasn't offered anything. I think he was talking about the step aside money.
yeah, okay,
But I wanted to respond to this to my brother Grind Hard Nation. Then we're gonna start talking about Ortiz and Ruiz, y'all, before we get out of here. Now,
okay,
Grind Hard Sports Nation says Tank got a mandate to fight. He can skip Loma. So I've heard that, Grind Hard, and that's a point. Tank Davis could just try to see if the WBA will mandate a fight between him and Devin Haney, since Tank Davis is the regular champion and Devin Haney is a super champion. That is an option. But you got to ask yourself, Grind Hard Sports Nation, if you're Tank Davis, right, and you're the money man in the division, and you're the guy that no matter who you fight, if you fight Isak Pitbull Cruz next, if you fight Ryan Garcia next, if you whoever you fight, they putting your shit on pay-per-view, and you probably gonna sell out whatever arena you in, because that's the type of name recognition, that's the type of brand you have. If you Tank Davis, does it make sense for you to try to mandate the WBA to make you fight Devin, and then you would risk getting a 75-25 per split in favor of Devin Haney? Because that when it's a mandatory fight between a super champion and Devin and a challenger in the WBA rules, the per split is 75-25. Now they could, change that in Tank's favor, but by petitioning that, you don't know what they'll do. You don't know what they'll do. They could say, is a big star, let's go 50-50. Or Tank is a big star, let's go 60-40. But why would you risk them being able to mandate some shit 75-25 in Devin's favor when you know you the bigger name? Nah, let's just negotiate the fight. Grind hard. The guy that does Tank's fights, the guy that puts up the money for Tank fights, Steven Espinoza, just gave the Haneys an open line to make the fight, bro.
exactly.
He just told them in public for everyone to see, Whoever negotiates your shit, have them call me.
That's right.
Have them call me. Why isn't the response? Why isn't the onus from Devin Haney fans? Shit, they said call him, Devin. Go ahead and call him. Why aren't people saying that, bro? Why are people just saying, "Oh man, Tank ducking Devin"? And that's why I be taking the stances that I be taking, y'all, because the shit don't be making sense to me, bro. And I know I know I'm not stupid.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not dumb. Like make the call. Make the call. If y'all really want it and you can really do that, then you would make the call, right? If that's the fight you want over Loma. But what's really happening is Bob Arum really is telling y'all, bro, Bob Arum really run that man career until he leaves Top Rank, bro. That's why I told y'all that was a badass deal when they signed it in the first place. Bob Arum is letting y'all know what's about to happen. He fighting Loma, bro. He fighting Loma. He know it. I know it, and a lot of people know it, but it seemed like certain people don't want to accept that shit, man. He fighting Kambosos, like I told y'all he was the whole time because of that rematch clause. Right. And then Bob is making the Loma fight. Because if you Bob Arum, if your name is Bob Arum and you run Top Rank, what do you want a chance? Because the belt's gonna be out the door if Devin Haney win against whoever he fight, right? But if Devin Haney lose and he lose to Tank Davis, the belts are still out of the Top Rank though. Because now they over on PBC. So if you Bob Arum, are you making Devin Haney versus Tank Davis to just potentially, because Devin can beat Tank, that ain't what I'm saying. I got Tank in that fight, but Devin can beat Tank. But do you want to risk losing the belts no matter what happens? So if you make the Devin versus Tank fight and Devin wins, you still lose the belt because this is his last fight on your deal. If you make the Devin versus Tank fight and Tank wins, you lose the belts to the PBC. Or if you Bob Arum, is it smart business to make the fight between Devin and Loma? So at least that way, if Devin lose, he lose to your guy. He lose to Lomachenko, and now you got back control of the belts. So I'm just saying, bro, we need to be critical thinkers. We need to think for ourselves. And just because somebody acting like they jumping out the porch and they want this and they want that, really pay attention to what's going on. I don't want y'all to lose that, bro. Steven Espinoza told Devin Haney to tell whoever negotiate his fights to hit him up. And he told him that twice. Now let's see if he do it. Right. Let's see if he do it, bro. But let's talk about the fight, OG. Ortiz and Ruiz, big heavyweight fight tonight.
Yes, sir.
Big heavyweight fight tonight, man. What you looking for in that, man? And then go ahead and make your pick. Go ahead and make your pick and let us know who you got winning that fight. But what you got on the preview for that fight, man?
Well, of course, make sure y'all stay tuned. I'll be on the call tonight. I'm gonna start at 6:45 with the undercards. Okay, the undercards will be on regular Fox. All right, or on YouTube, either one, TV or whatever. But anyway, Ortiz and Ruiz. Now, great fight. I like the fight actually, but Andy Ruiz, he want to prove something. And Ruiz, he said, and I quote and unquote, that me and Anthony Joshua got unfinished business. Well, not really, because you lost the rematch. And yes, you beat him the first time and you messed up and then was out of shape the second time. So I don't think that's unfinished business. I just think you lost. Now, of course, it wasn't a close fight, but now Andy want to prove something to everybody. Everybody in California, everybody in the United States of America. He want to show everybody, oh, look, I lost weight. I'm still fast. And now you're going to see the good Andy Ruiz. You're going to see the best of Andy Ruiz. Now, if you look at it and flipped it over to Ortiz. Ortiz is older. He's 40 years old, which we all can say, let's add maybe 2 years to that because we know he came and defected from Cuba over here at that time. And so, but Ortiz is a southpaw. Ortiz has that Cuban style boxing, and he can hit, and he can hit and hurt you. He hurt Deontay Wilder in the fight, but Deontay Wilder had the heart and came back and got him out of there. But we are talking about Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz got fast hands to be a big guy, to be a big heavyweight. Now, you're not going to see a lot of lateral movement. You might see Ortiz up on his feet for a minute, then he's going to stop. But this is going to be a great heavyweight fight because you're going to see Andy Ruiz take chances tonight. He gonna come in there and he gonna try to get Ortiz out of there. He wants to show up and show out tonight in front of everybody. He expecting to win. He expecting to win by knockout. He need to prove something. He want to be relevant again. He admitted that he messed up. He admitted that he did a lot of drinking, a lot of eating, and a lot of other
Mm-hmm.
things. Now, he did admit also he didn't want to go back over to Dubai, but he was contractual and he had to. He didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
go back over there. He tried to stop it, but they wouldn't allow it because you signed the contract. That's why I said you got to read and do and read and before you sign everything. Now, of course, when he went over there, he lost. Now he want to show everybody here in America that he's not a bum. He's not no one trick pony. That's what he set out to prove tonight. All right. And you were going to see a different Andy Ruiz tonight. Now, he got away from the so called juice crew. All right. Now, not because of the PEDs, anything like that, because he needs straight attention. He needs somebody to really work with him. And he found that person. He found that trainer, and he got that trainer to work with him and use his head and use his ring IQ, and then to outbox Ortiz. Now that's the question: can he outbox Ortiz? Now you only gonna learn so much in one training camp, and so right now I think Ortiz is gonna use what he got, and what they did was they fine tuned what he had. They fine tuned it and made it a little bit sharper. All right. So it's just like a TV. You know, it's a little fuzzy, but we're going to fine tune it and make it a little bit clearer. And that's what they did. All right. Now, he can't learn everything in one training camp, but one thing about it is he's finding a southpaw from Cuba that has that Cuban school of fighting. That's right. So, of course, now this is going to be a great class for the heavyweight division. And you know what? Knockout, the heavyweight division need this fight. The heavyweight divisions is now need this fight because if the heavyweight division get excited, then the rest of the weight class is going to be exciting. So we got Anthony Joshua. He lost 2 in a row. He pretty much had a semi-nervous breakdown. We got Deontay Wilder's coming back. And we got Deontay Wilder, and also we got other fighters like Big Baby Anderson. All right, and now we got Andy Ruiz and Ortiz. All right, they are fighting tonight. Now, I don't think it's a pay-per-view, but still in all, it is a pay-per-view. Now, I don't think it should be a pay-per-view. I think it should be right on regular TV, but it is what it is. That's my job to call fights, so I already ordered it. So no worries, and hey, no problem. But hey, I see y'all tonight on that call tonight. But this should be an explosive fight tonight. So that's all I got on it.
Yeah, man. Look, bro. Andy Ruiz is trying to rebuild his career. He's trying to prove that that win over AJ wasn't a fluke. And as you said, you know, he's a shorter heavyweight at only 6'2", but he got fast hands, deceptively quick, can jump in on you. And when he starts letting combinations go, he does have a combination
Oh, I'm
of
sorry.
speed.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I do
Mhm.
have Andy Ruiz winning that fight
Oh,
tonight.
you got Andy Ruiz. Okay.
Yeah.
He do have a combination of speed and power that you know that is really good. He's at a 4-inch reach disadvantage. So he's gonna have to find a way inside on King Kong Ortiz, and that's a tall task because that man can counter punch, that man can box, and if he catch you on the way in and you walk into some shit against him, or worse, lunge into some shit against him, yeah, it might get hit
Yeah.
with some hot shit to put you to sleep. For Luis, and so Andy Ruiz is always his weight. He came in at 268. He does look like he's in good shape, but we'll see because he's to a point where he lost a lot of weight, put a lot of weight back on. Because he came into his last fight at like 250, 255 or something. Now he's back up close to 270, cutting weight, losing weight, coming back up, losing weight, coming back up. It can mess with your punch resistance. And I think that's why we see Andy Ruiz. He's durable. He'll get up, but he get put down a lot, bro. He got put down in his last fight. In the fight before that against AJ, he didn't get put down. But then the first fight with AJ, he got put down multiple times. So you can put him down, bro. You can hit him with some shit to put him down. K-Rod, I see you. What's good? Now, for Luis King Kong Ortiz, the question is his age. You know, will age catch up to him, and will he be a shell of himself in this fight and just be too old to get the job done against Andy Ruiz? another big thing that not a lot of people are talking about to preview this fight.
Mhm.
Y'all know Andy Ruiz has never fought a southpaw in his entire career.
Oh.
In his entire professional career, he's never fought a southpaw fighter. Now, I don't know about y'all, 43 years old or not, I don't know if Luis King Kong Ortiz is the first southpaw you want to face. I don't know if you want to get into the ring having never fought a southpaw and you get in there with Luis King Kong Ortiz as the first ever southpaw that you fought at heavyweight. So that's my issue in the fight for Andy Ruiz. He won't be used to the angle. He won't be used to hey, I got to get my left foot outside his right foot. And I got to make sure I do it all the time over and over again to get my angles out, my punches off at a better angle. So I'm worried about that for Andy Ruiz in this fight. Overall, though, I just think Luis King Kong Ortiz, if you really look at him, if you really watch him fight and you look at what's going on in his career, he was winning every fight that he ever been in, bro. Even the two Deontay Wilder fights, he was
Yeah.
outboxing Deontay Wilder in both of those fights too. He's never been outboxed in his entire career. Never. He's never been outboxed. He got stopped by Wilder because Wilder just got that mean ass right hand that we ain't never seen before. But he ain't never been outboxed in his entire career. So OG got Andy Ruiz. I'm picking Luis King Kong Ortiz in this fight. I just think he a better boxer. Now, Father Time catch up to him and he ain't got no punch resistance, then yeah, man, he'll probably get stopped. But I just think Andy Ruiz breaking the distance, that's my issue. Like, you got a 4-inch reach disadvantage, so you got to walk through some shit. And Ortiz got a nice-ass jab, nice-ass 1-2, little halfback, left-hand counters, left-hand uppercut counters. Like, he's the type of guy that can really hurt you on your way in. And Andy Ruiz, he ain't got the best head movement specifically later on in the fight. And everyone keeps bringing up Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin and how Luis Ortiz got hurt. Charles Martin is 6'7", just like Deontay Wilder, and he can punch. He hits like a ton of bricks. Furthermore, Andy Ruiz, I don't see people talking about how he didn't look that good against Chris Arreola, who's a career journeyman and who was 40 years old. Chris Arreola looked good against Andy Ruiz, and he was a 40-year-old dude with damn near like 11 or 12 losses on his resume. And he put Ruiz down early in the fight. So I got Luis King Kong Ortiz. I think he's the better boxer, and I think that he'll catch Ruiz with some shit that Ruiz won't be able to recover from. And I got him stopping him somewhere mid to late in the fight, somewhere between the 6th round and the 9th round. I'm going with Luis King Kong Ortiz in that fight, OG. That's my official pick, man. We got go ahead, OG. Go ahead.
Now, one thing about Ortiz, his jab, it's not a jab where he is standing and pop it like that. He has what we call a rolling jab. He that trying to pretty much confuse you and get you kind of like tangled eyed. You ever see him do that? Wop, 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 wop. He roll it. He don't stand it. He don't pop like that. He roll a jab. And he been having a lot of success with that rolling jab, so that's what I expect tonight. And also,
he put that shit in your face so you don't see that left hand coming behind.
Right. There
he
you
pop
go.
you with that mother, put that shit in your face, and then you like, oh, that's just a jab. That's just a jab. Then you sleep.
Right.
Then
Right.
you sleep
That's
with the
what
left
I
hand.
say.
Yeah.
You cross out and you look at because he rolling it. And while he rolling it like that, then he come to left right down the pipe. So Deontay Wilder, he did get caught with that, but he had that long reach where he can stand back on the outside and see it coming. And that what pretty much he lucked up on. But Ortiz got closer. But now, Andy Ruiz, he don't want to get closer. He don't want to get closer, but he gonna need to get closer because he don't have that long reach like he think he has. He has fast hands, and the only way he's gonna have to do that is to do like he did with Anthony Joshua. He wanted to get up in his chest. He wanted to get up in his face, and that's the only way he's gonna use some hands. Now, that's the only dangerous weapon I see right now is his fast hands. And of course, he slimmed down, so he's gonna be pretty much faster now because he got a lot of weight off of him, so that makes him a little faster. But if you don't know what you're doing with the speed, then sometimes speed can kill you and not kill the fighter. So, but But that's all I have on that fight.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
thing,
it's a good fight tonight.
the thing that sticks out to me, OG, is just the no experience against southpaws, bro. Like, who built Andy Ruiz to like let him go to this point in his career where he ain't never
Wow.
fought a southpaw before? Then you allow him to get in there with Luis King Kong Ortiz, having never fought like he's one of the most trickiest southpaws in the heavyweight division, bro.
How many
Like
fights? How many fights Ortiz had? I mean, Ruiz had.
you said what?
How many fights Ruiz had?
Like 34, 35. He like 33-2. I can look it up real quick. Like he
No
ain't had like 30.
southpaws.
No, not one. I went through the whole thing, OG. I went through the whole thing. You know how hard I be stuck. I went through his whole box rec looking for one.
Damn.
He got 36 fights, no southpaw. That's the thing. I don't think people understand how different it is with the angles and where punches are coming
Yes.
from, and
Yes.
like bro, like to like you know how like that is a dangerous thing. Like that's really equivalent to if somebody ain't never been in there with a southpaw, right? They ain't never been there with a southpaw. They fighting at 147 pounds. You ain't
Right.
never been in there with a southpaw, and then all of a sudden you gonna get in there with somebody like Earl Spence or something, bro. And I ain't saying Ortiz is as good as Earl Spence, but he is a world challenger, Cuban, highly skilled southpaw fighter, bro. Like he can really fight.
And you know what?
He can really fight, and you gonna put your guy in there. You gonna put him in there with him, and he ain't never seen the angles. He's not used to fighting for the front foot dominance, man. All right, bro. Like
That reminds me, Floyd Mayweather. He fought a southpaw, right, for the first time when he was coming up as a pro, and his father was locked up at the time. Floyd Mayweather Sr. He got on the phone in the jail and called his trainer. He said, "Don't ever put his ass in there with a southpaw again."
Bruh.
Yeah,
that shit is important. People don't understand. People don't understand how important that shit is, man. Joey Chaz, I gotta say, you got 5K on Andy. You say it's easy money. Well, I got some money on Ortiz, so I hope you lose. You know, no disrespect to you. I hope you can cover it. You know what I'm saying? If you really telling the truth, because I got money on Ortiz and I want to win. I ain't rooting for you to lose. I'm just rooting for me to win, Joey. That's all. I just want to win tonight, man. So yeah, good luck to you, but good luck to myself more importantly. But OG, man, go ahead and give your last words. Let everybody know where to find you, man. I'll give my last words and we'll go enjoy this nice long holiday weekend, man. What you got for the people, man?
Well, I thank everybody for coming in today. And if you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Show your love for knockout boxing. And me, I will be live tonight for the Luis Ortiz card, and that is a pay-per-view card. And I also will be calling the undercard. Now the undercard will be on regular Fox tonight. Okay, and then we're gonna go over to the pay-per-view. All right, so I will be on the call just like I was last night. We are putting in the work, and don't forget, we got the TKO boxing series coming this week. We got my man Everything Boxing, and also we got BFTB. Yes, best fight the best. Yes, sir. They are going at it tonight, and this should be a great debate this week. So
not
don't
tonight.
forget.
He mean Wednesday, y'all. They going at it Wednesday night.
Not tonight. I'm sorry. Yeah, Wednesday, not tonight. Wednesday. All right. So don't forget. Mark your calendars and don't forget. All right. But that's all I have. I do come on Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. And with that, that's all I have for right now. All right.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, like he said, we got the TKO debate series going down this Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. I got BFTB Boxing versus Everything Boxing. Is Adrian Broner a Hall of Famer? That's what they'll be debating. So y'all be sure to come through and check them out, man. I know it's gonna be fireworks. Then Thursday, we got our first ever women's boxing debate on the channel Thursday night. That one's gonna start around 8:30, 8:45, but I will be live at 7:30 to do all my picks for next week. So show will still start at 7:30. Debate will start around 8:30 on Thursday night, and that's gonna be OTB Boxing versus Jay Chestnut. And we got the judges in that one. We got Boxiana and Nick J are gonna be judging that debate. putting on for women's boxing. So y'all be sure to come check that one out Thursday night. And I already got debate scheduled for the following week, but I ain't gonna get too far ahead. I'll let y'all know, later on this week what we got coming for the following week. But y'all stay tuned, man. We're gonna keep them coming for as long as we able to. And so if you want to participate, everyone is welcome to participate. All you got to do is hit my email, which is in the description of this live stream. But everybody enjoy the fights tonight. Enjoy your day off if you got the day off of work tomorrow. And KQ, I'll see you later, man. Y'all boys be easy. And I appreciate everybody coming through and rocking out with us this morning. Peace out, y'all.
Yes, sir. Peace.